Hello,
Hi,
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. How are things? Happy Saturday.
Yeah, good. How are things with you?
I'm doing good. It's been a week, but super fun
Yeah,
and just, hanging in there.
that's good. How did your lunch go?
It's going good. It's been really fun. I still wake up every day shocked that people like my books. That's amazing. Strangers are reading my book and they're actually liking it, which is always fun. Um,
I'm not sure liking it's good enough. I think they're loving it. I've read some of your reviews.
I don't know what they see in it, but okay. I'm like, that's great. I'm excited that that's happening, but totally unexpected. Like I said, I think last week I was like, Ugh, I don't know about this one, but it's been a shock. Every day I just want to pinch myself. So that's been fun. And of course, I had, it's the third book out, and I don't know, with a lot of stuff going on this fall, my publishing might have to slow down. I'm not quite sure, but I was also at the end of my 90 days in KDP, so I wanted to take advantage of having a free. You can have something free or on KDP countdown only once in a 90-day period.
Okay.
So I scheduled and I did that, and I have stacked promos, and I have testing out BookBub ads, which I love. Just saying, a lot more than Amazon ads, but it's just been a fun week. So there's a lot of experimentation going on. I've got charts and graphs and all this stuff happening, and on top of
Awesome.
real work ramping up again to full-time work. So, and on top of
Yeah,
students going back to school this week. So it's been, it's been busy. It's
yeah.
interesting, and definitely, I guess next year I will, think about publishing schedule a little better in terms of like August is, maybe the end of August isn't always the best. So, but it's fun.
Yeah.
It's been fun. It's been a fun week. Thank you for asking. But anyway, I'm excited to see so many people here. We have Easy Graphics. We have Megan. Thank you for being here. I got in right on time. Sorry about that. Glad you guys are hanging out. Jocelyn's here. Jocelyn's here with a unicorn. Yahoo! And we have Morningstar. We have Kate. Hey, everybody. Thank you. I am not a superstar. I'm just a person who's crazy. So that's all there's. That's all there is. A crazy person keeping up this crazy life. But how about you, Allie? Are you cold today? And you're not having the heat in the
Yeah.
UK?
No, it's a little chilly. Oh, hey, so I was reading an article. They were saying that this August we're going to get a heat wave this weekend and over the August bank holiday, and that this August has been one of the warmest on record, and I feel like recently it's also been one of the wettest on record that they've told us about. But so they had the figures for the warmest summer on record. Z, what is your average summer temperature where you guys live? I mean, anyone, feel free to answer the average summer temperature
It's so
for
different by
you.
state here, So I know where I live, like we get a little muggy. It's not as bad as Florida or Missouri, but we're at like 80s, I would say usually, and then we'll have a week of 90s or something like that. But this summer's been really wet for us too, but it's still been warm. What is everyone else? I don't see anyone else making any suggestions about weather. So why? What's your point here, Allie?
Our average summer temperature is apparently
Wait.
14 point.
Okay, so you're going to do it in your kind of temperature.
Yeah, I'm going to do it in Celsius
Celsius.
or
Yeah.
centigrade. Yeah,
Okay.
it's 14.4 degrees Celsius. And this year has been a whole degree warmer. Our average has been 15.4 degrees Celsius. If anyone feels like translating
I
that,
know. I'm just staring at you
it's
blankly, waiting for somebody to
it's
translate.
cold. Our average summer
Aw.
temperature is cold. What the heck? Apparently our heat wave this weekend is going to hit up to 25 degrees. Now that is fairly warm, but I mean before August, like July or June, when it was hot, it was hitting up to 30, 35 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
25 is not a heat wave. 25 is vaguely summer temperature.
So here's the thing, Allie. This is what I told my students all the time is this day and age, especially after quarantine, you could work remotely for a company, have a laptop and a phone, and do your work from anywhere in the world. So why
Yes,
don't you and your husband figure that out? And then you can spend like summers in Nice, or in
because he
Spain
likes the
or somewhere.
cold. He likes the cold. He wants to be
Hmm.
cold.
Aw. I do like the cold personally myself, so I don't blame him. But yes.
He'd like to go to Canada. I think New Zealand's his preference in general at the moment, but Canada's
Oh,
way up there.
is
Or,
New Zealand cold? Is it cold in New
no,
Zealand?
it's about the same as England.
But that's why he likes it. Gotcha.
Yeah. So.
Let's see. Mike Bates is with us, and he says, hottest
Hi,
summer
Mike.
ever in the PNW. I don't know what PNW is.
What's
I'm
that?
sorry. I don't know. You'll have to explain. But he's also got 34 Celsius, 116. That is hot. That's like Arizona desert hot, which I could not
Yeah.
spend summers in Arizona. I mean, I would spend them all summer there in the air conditioning and with a pool handy nearby. But yeah, it gets cold in
Pacific North.
Michigan. Oh, Pacific Northwest. Is that what he said?
Yeah.
But why did he say 34C? I guess he was handily telling us
Yes.
so that both of us would understand
Rather
the
than
temperature.
yeah. I appreciate that.
That's so
I'm
kind.
not good at the conversion for temperature.
All of our other regulars never do that for us. That was so kind of you, Mike. Very kind of you. Anyway, thank you for being here. It gets cold in Michigan, way better summers. New Zealand, warm. And you're saying New Zealand is more like UK?
It's got a very similar climate. There are differences, but
I always think of New Zealand as an island. So I would, in my brain, I'm thinking island, like tropical, but it's not necessarily like that.
No.
It's more of a country. It does have mountains and stuff, right? Like
yeah. It's got
and
two
it's a
major
country.
islands.
It's not
and one
more
of
like
them,
a country. It is a country, but yes, yeah. Okay.
Well, I think one of its islands gets warmer than the other. One of them gets colder.
You know what?
I can't remember. We looked it up for a while.
I appreciate this talk about weather this week, but after last week's shenanigans with geography, haven't we somehow learned our lesson that there are certain topics, religion, politics, weather, geography, that we are better just staying away from. Easy Graphics is in Canada, and I don't know what his Canadian, he's up by Toronto, I think, right? Easy, or are you further north? 15 to 20 Celsius all year round, no snow or ice, no desert dry. Yeah, I mean, I have to say, when I lived in Southern California, I was there about 25 years. I mean, every day you could count on being able to walk outside for exercise, right? Like walk, run, whatever. 70 degrees most of the time. You'd have your warm spells, you'd have your colder spells, but like I'd have to say that was probably the mildest weather I'd ever experienced. But I'm not there now, so there we go. Mike Bates, 40, which we saw in Alaska.
Yeah.
I do think it would be cool to live in Alaska, but only in the better parts of the year.
That 2 weeks in the summer when it gets all the way up to like above freezing.
Those 2 weeks we can actually go to the grocery store to get your food and save $5 for your food. Yes. And I'd have to be in a city where I could visit the mountains. Like, I don't know about you, Allie, about cooking or killing your own food and stocking up for the winter. Is that your thing? Could you do that?
My husband could do that.
Yeah. So you and your family would survive quite well.
Yeah, we'd be all right.
Mine would have to adapt a little. Mine might have to own the pizza parlor so we could survive the winter. Okay. Anyway, here we are today. We are ready to work on our work. Our writing life is in full swing today. So what are we working on, Allie?
Yeah. No. What are you working on?
No, you start, Allie. I'll let you start. You tell us what you're working on today.
All right then. I'm trying to write a short story for a little Instagram prompt. that I saw, but it's got to be less than 500 words, and I'm not sure how that's going to work. So I'm at 240 at the moment. So technically, I should be halfway there. We'll see.
It's like a flash fiction, because isn't
Yeah,
flash fiction flash fiction is like less than 500 words? That's
yeah,
right.
maybe.
I love it. You are always so brave with the short stories. I swear. All power to you. Love it. But what about your other story? Is this just a creative break, like a palate cleanser? You're just kind of,
It's just something that came up in one of my writing groups. They do it. They do like a writing prompt on Instagram every month or so. So, and this one looked like something that I could do something with.
Is this one like fantasy or what? In general, kind of just fiction?
It's just so I think the prompt was write a story set on the beach that includes a handwritten letter, and you can just do whatever you want with that.
Like a letter in a bottle? Or something more original? Oh, okay.
I have no originality. We're going letter in the bottle.
Maybe, you know what, instead of the bottle arriving on the beach through the waves, you could actually be like digging for clams or digging for, what are those little crawly things?
Crabs?
Yes, those things. Hermit crabs, you're just kind of digging with your children, right? And then all of a sudden, there's this old Coca-Cola glass bottle and it has a letter inside.
Yeah.
Maybe. Anyway, that's just an idea. But yes, that's cool. So you want to tell us who's the letter from, or what's it say? Or did you write what the letter said?
Not yet.
Okay.
She's just opened the bottle.
I love it. Maybe this will lead to some new, book.
No. No, we don't want new books, see.
Oh, okay.
We already have enough books, see.
I was just going to say, what if she opens the bottle, reads the letter, but by opening the bottle, opens a time warp and she time travels to another dimension?
She could let out a genie.
Yes.
Who has a letter?
I know. All right, let's see what we're doing. What is everyone else working on? Jocelyn says never been able to do flashback. I know.
Hey, me either.
It's definitely, beyond my skills. I've already proven that.
It's a whole skill on its own, isn't it? To write that short.
It really is. Okay. So tell us, everyone, what you're working on in the chat. Tell us and also if we don't know who you are, tell us your genre if you haven't been around us so we know what you're writing. And I'm starting to plow into book 4 today. So that's my goal.
Yay!
I'm excited.
Who's book 4 about?
Book 4 is about Hank and Bella.
That's it.
I actually wrote at the end of book 3 a little intro chapter, which I've been told 2 things by several of the people who have read. They either are reading it and can't wait for it, or don't want to read it because they're so excited and they don't want to ruin the surprise. That's funny how readers are, but anyway.
Yeah.
I have to say this too. This was so funny on the reviews, and readers are funny. I had one reviewer come back to me, loved the book, 5 stars, but gave me like a list of 6 or 7 places in the book where there was a word missing. Because, we do that. We do that, especially when we're on such a deadline. And then I had another reviewer tell me, this was so good, 5 stars, and only 1 typo that I saw. We just don't see them, It's so funny, but... That's because, we didn't have an Allie Dover to proofread for us. So not laying on the guilt or anything, Allie, but, I lost my proofreader. So there we go. She's just decided to be a book writer instead. That's okay. I'll stop laying on the guilt at some point, but not today. All right, let's see. Megan Pierce is finally back at it after editing, having to write 8,000 new words last weekend. Yay, Megan, you go, girl. Megan's going hog wild over there, just getting that book going and getting it out. Flash fiction. Oh my God, never heard of it. Oh, you have to look it up. I don't know. Allie, it's a thing, right? I didn't just make that up. Okay.
Nope.
Good. Easy graphics, revising. Jocelyn, work in progress, making progress. Yay. Working from notes. Awesome. Okay, so we're all working. Let's get going into our first 20. We'll do 3 20-minute sprints. We'll come back and chat for a few minutes in between. And are you ready, Ellie?
Yep.
We will see you all in 20.
Good luck. Oh, hello. C is hello. How did everyone do? Let me know, because C is not currently here.
I'm back. Okay.
Yay!
That was crazy. Like spinning wheel of death. That was not fun.
That is not fun.
Yeah. Easy Graphics has a meeting at 1:00 and he uses my Zoom. Let me remove that. And because we usually do it together, but it's harder to do it, on Saturdays. We need to actually change the time. Easy. Anyway, so I was just getting it open so it'd be ready for him to use, and I just froze thanks to the wonderful modern technology of Macs. So,
Oops.
but you did great, Allie. I should have just let you continue. You did great. Benjamin Bear. I happen to love that name. That's quite the name. I like that. Thanks for being here. Let's see. Who else do we have? Am I here?
Oh, Mary Lou.
Mary Lou.
Mary Lou.
The resident, Mary Lou's here on Facebook with us. The resident specialist in all things police procedure. She helped me out a lot in book 3. Thank you, Mary Lou. I will forever be in her debt. She was great. So great. Thank you, Mary Lou. That was great. Let's see. Who else is here? Anyone else do anything? Jocelyn Carter, 118 words.
Yay.
Okay, Allie, how'd you do? How'd your flash fiction go?
I got up to about 472 words and then went, no, that was rubbish. So I'm now back at, well, it really was 111 words, which will hopefully be slightly less rubbish.
Allie, I'm seeing your writing. I'm sure it's not as rubbishy as you think because you're a good writer.
Really? Shall I read you the last line?
Of course you should.
It said, Tara scowled at it. All that effort and time wasted.
That's a great last line, especially in flash fiction. I didn't get it out. That's a great last line. What was wrong with that?
I don't know. It kind of felt like that was me saying it to myself. Look at what I've written. All that time and effort wasted.
Well, how about what he was trying in that 500 words? Was it an attempt at something that was wasted because it seems fitting?
Well, she spent about 200 words trying to get this letter out of the bottle to discover that it said, I found the most annoying bottle I could. Ha ha.
So it's a comedic piece. That's okay. What did you want to have happen when she read the letter? What was your original intent?
I don't know. That just seemed.
I like it. Even Easy Graphics agreed that was a great last line. How about don't get rid of what you wrote, but just try again.
Oh, I haven't. It's at the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mike Bates, a bit slow this morning. Had to figure out a couple of side character names and scene details. Little over 200 words. Awesome.
Good job.
Awesome. Anyone else with us? Megan Cage still with us? Let us know how to go for you. I wrote ideas for about 5 scenes. So yeah, same thing with Mike Bates. 5 scenes. Did he say 5? No, he just said scenes. Okay. So that was fun. Well done, Jocelyn Carter and Mike Bates. Good job. So I guess I'm going to have to write this one at 65,000, Allie.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to set that as a goal instead of 45, 50. Yeah. So you're along for the ride on that one for a while.
Okay. Are they getting longer each time?
I did 40, 45 on the first 1 and 2, and then it was like 40-ish, 45-ish, and this one was 65-ish. So
okay.
I'll go try that.
Yeah.
It's more pages to be read by readers, so I think it'll be good. But okay, so you're gonna try this flash fiction again. What are you gonna do this time? What's your goal?
Don't know.
I do love the premise of the prompt. I really do. I think there's some cool directions you can take with that.
There are.
So
do you? Which one I like?
Yes. You can write a few and submit the one you love.
That's what
So
I was thinking.
is there like is this just a fun, thing that your writers group does and they do these prompts and kind of submit them, or do you each like read them, review them, critique them so you can grow? So,
No, it's just you post it on Instagram and tag the person, and then they have like a day to read all the ones and then pick their favorite, and then that person comes up with a new prompt and sets it all up again.
Oh, I love that. That's really cool.
Yeah, I
So
could tell you
if you get picked, then you'd have to come up with a prompt. That's cool.
yes, which is terrifying. So whether I submit it or not is a completely
I was
different
thinking
matter.
the same thing. That's like the next Saturday's thing. You'll spend 3 hours trying to figure out what the prompt should be if you win. But
I
that
don't
is
know what you're talking about.
so,
I would
so
totally not do
many.
that.
I'm sure you would win. There are so many good prompt books. I think I have 2 on my shelf over there.
Oh, cool.
That I never use, unfortunately, but they're cute. I mean, if I need ideas or something, they're fun to look through and stuff. But I have to tell you, my latest and greatest place to get ideas for romance novels, and I'm actually going to start posting about this on my TikTok posts, is TikTok. Because there
Yeah.
are some, and everyone that, when I'm on TikTok and I'm looking through it at whatever, stories or whatever people are putting on there, I'm like, oh my gosh, this would make a great premise for a romance novel. And that's what I comment. I've been commenting for the past month. This would make a great romance novel. This is a romance novel right here. This is a great ending to romance novel. So I've been doing. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to make that a thing on TikTok. And I'm just going to start bringing, how some people do the thirst traps, like they show this hunky guy and then they're, side by side and their like eyes are bugging out and all that kind of thing. So I thought I would do that with, these romantic things that I find on TikTok and say, romance novel. So anyway, I've been saving those and I'm like, I've got this plethora. I send them to my messages. I save each TikTok that I find that is a great romance novel concept and I send them to my messages and I'm like, I have a plethora of ideas now, aside from my own ideas from my past and things that I've come up with. Yeah. So I think there's inspiration everywhere, for what you want to write on. Anyway, shall we get to our second 20 so that you can get back to writing your flash? And I think your last line was fine, and I can't wait to hear what you come up with next.
Okay.
All right, everyone. Oh, we've heard from, real quick. Let's see. Oh no, Jocelyn, don't scrap. How do you feel about that, Allie? Don't scrap, Jocelyn.
Never scrapping.
No. Nerd to hot thirst trap videos. I know, they're so dang cute. Have you seen those, Allie?
I have not, no.
It's where, thirst trap originally started, the hunky guys taking off their clothes and the women are like ogling them. Well, nerd trap is like, there's this guy who looks real nerdy and he also is taking off his clothes and isn't quite as nerdy underneath, but he's taking a lightsaber and he's like flashing it around, or he's like dressed like Harry Potter but quite handsome, you know what I mean? Like there's that kind of nerd traps. Yeah, those are cool. You should watch them, Allie. You should waste an hour at least watching them.
Megan is apparently generously going to send me one.
There you go.
And that'll be my afternoon done.
There's your afternoon right there, spent on TikTok, wasting away. Oh my God, it's so addicting. It's terrible. It's the worst thing. I heard a good thing this week, and they said, you know what? Do not even open your phone right first when you wake up in the morning, and don't even open your phone. And I'm like, God, I know that's such good advice, but
such good advice.
So
but I can't write fast because I have to mummy first, so I might as well be reading on my phone for the entire time I'm mummying.
I know, or watching TikTok videos. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I know, it's crazy, the whole balance thing again. Okay, let's get into our second 20. We'll see you guys in 20.
See you in 20.
We are back. How'd you do, Allie? How'd that go? How did everyone else do who's with us? Let us
Hi.
know. Hi. So how's it going this time around? You good?
No, I gave up. I'm just going to stick with the original.
I'm sure it's fine, Allie. I am sure. So now are you going to switch gears then and go back to your story?
Yeah. So I was just doing that.
Yay. Good. I was just, go ahead.
So, go.
Oh, I was just going to say I had come up with some scenes. I actually went back and looked at, there's some things that I wanted to carry on for the series that I want to make sure I get into this one. Like previously, hey, Greg Ink. Previously, we had, I had in the second book, Hank's cousin was in the second book, so I want to bring him back around in this book, and just some different series points like that I need to make sure of. So it's just getting it all squared it away. Having some technical issues, but it's a technical issue day.
Yeah, apparently.
Jocelyn, 99 words. Awesome. Look at that, Allie. Mike. Maybe in our next spring, Mike and Greg can have a contest because they're zooming those words out. That's great. Greg is asking if you're still cold.
I'm chilly today. We had a whole chat about it earlier. It's a big geography temperature issue.
I'm sorry you're cold. And it's the end of August. Okay. That shouldn't be. It's not right. It's terrible. Megan Pierce struggling through dialogue, which is annoying because it's usually not an issue. Kind of dialogue. Are we talking sexy dialogue, romantic, flirty dialogue? Or are we talking stuff to do with
death killing you dialogue?
the mobster dialogue. You have to let us know because we're curious like that. Kate Sadler got all of 2 pages edited. Moving slow today. That's okay. It's okay. We all have a pace. It's all good. Awesome. Well, it sounds like we're working. Cool. Let's see. Anything else going on in your life, Allie, lately? Work, kids, everything going good?
I think so.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Are you starting this week? Was it this week that you're starting with your son going to something regularly every day, or the week after? So you had a couple of weeks yet, I think.
It is the 13th.
Okay, September.
So yeah, 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's cool. Mine go back Monday. It just feels weird, after the whole pandemic thing, and they've been home now for over a year,
Yeah.
It feels weird.
And they're going back in real life.
Mm-hmm. One is, the oldest is, and my youngest is staying home. So just because he's a hater of school, and so we're going to try it. We'll see how it goes. But that's another, thing that I'll have to keep an eye on. Yeah. I'm like, where can I set up his desk? Because I definitely don't want it where he does his computer gaming. Because now this year, online schooling is his face has to be showing on screen. Last year, they didn't, they were being more lenient about stuff like that.
Okay.
So this year I'm like, okay, you have to shower. You're going to have to comb your hair. It might be nice if you brush your teeth so they weren't yellow on screen. It's like, why?
Maybe put some clothes on.
He's such a guy, Nobody cares about that kind of thing. Well, And then I'm like, I don't want it showing his bedroom, So I'm like, can he have, maybe if I set him up a desk on the line drive site from my office to that room in there. So this is going to be a new experience, Allie, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And it seems
new things are always fun, right?
Yeah, you bet. Just figuring things out, and
yeah,
definitely trying to, the whole topic of trying to fit in your writing author life with the rest of your life,
Yes.
It's always a challenge. Let's see. Greg Ink writes, not likely to have high word counts today. Fixing the last couple of pages of chapter 5, but you never know. Still have to write the gaps into some scenes. Yeah, cool. Very cool. All right, shall we hit our third and final 20 minutes?
Yeah. Oh,
What?
so yeah, sorry, I wrote 170 words on my
Yay!
main thing that time. So
On your
yay.
main story or your.
Yeah.
What, you went back to your main story. Okay, good. I thought
Yeah.
you meant you just pulled up your files. Well, that's good. So, how's that coming along? Are you.
I am at 50,000 words.
Okay.
And I have not finished it, but I do know. Like, I'm kind of heading towards the ending vaguely.
Yeah, but
Like, I know what's.
how many words are typical for what you're writing though? Like, what is a can like?
So a full-length paranormal romance could be anywhere between probably 50 to 100k. There's quite a wide variation. So
Mm-hmm. So you've got some room. If you're at 50K and you think you're coming to the end, you add another
well,
what, 10K?
I mean, I could probably easily add another 25k depending on what happens.
Okay. Well,
Like, I know what's going to happen, but I don't know how many words that's going to take.
But you've got plenty. It sounds like you have plenty of room not to worry about the word count. Then that's good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting! I am thrilled that you're at this point. I mean, you think about it. You're at 50K. Let's say you do end up at 75K. Allie, you're like, 1/3 left to go. That should feel good. That's exciting. You're going to do this one, Allie. You're going to finish. You're going to go. You're going to do it.
Yes, I am going to finish it.
You are.
I know how it finishes. I know what's going on. And I know where the next book goes, which I think really helps know where this finishes. So
there you go. See?
Yeah.
Well, I was watching Willow Winters on TikTok, and one of the things she says was she noticed her endings were rushed. And did you see that one? I don't know if you saw that on TikTok. I don't think I shared it out. But so what she started doing was writing her ending first, because by the time you get to that point where you're trying to write the ending, you're like ready for it to be done. You're on that closing thing, but it could sound rushed. And I do hear that a lot from romance readers. I liked that book, but the ending, you could tell, was so rushed or whatever. And so I thought her point was well taken. I don't know that I could write it very first thing though. Like, I think I'd have to write a few chapters, and then if I think of an ending, go ahead and write that, because it'll adjust as you go through. But I do see what she's saying now. We get to just wanting to rush and finish the end.
I think that's probably a very good point that you just made, that you could write the ending, because even if it changes when you've got there, you still, like, you have that to edit and work in, rather than having to write it from scratch and potentially have that rushed finish. I mean, I feel like I'd struggle, because I often don't know how it's going to end when I start.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily know how the characters sound when I start.
Yeah,
but I think
agree.
At this point I could probably write the ending.
Yeah.
And then
especially you're 50,000 words, and you said you know what your ending's going to be, and you know how the next one's going to start. It might not hurt, and especially if you need a creative break, and maybe it'll lead to the idea that you need to bridge that gap, that kind of thing. At this point, I think is a really good idea. But I'm with you. I don't think I could stop just a few chapters in. I think I'd have to develop it at least halfway through, get that little voice, the voices going in my head of who they are and what they're doing, and I'm just that creative that changes the idea of the story 50,000 times anyway. So but I do like what she's saying. I thought that was a really good point. All right, so Greg Ink says, or Jocelyn says, working in a similar way, chapter by chapter. Good job. All right, let's head into our final 20, shall we?
Yeah.
Okay, check in with you then.
Good luck.
Hello. How did you do that time, Allie?
I got about 300 words.
Did you go ahead and skip to the end or continue on?
Oh no, I just carried on. I'd have done a few more, but I got to a scene change, and I really stumble on how to end a scene when people are leaving, because like no one wants to hear bye, see you tomorrow. Like that's not what you want to read. And I'm like, so I stop just before that and just break the scene and have them all blah blah blah. Next scene. What? How do you do it?
So I think in some of my scenes, I have, they're reflecting. So the conversation kind of ended, but I didn't need to put the end in. I just hear their reflection in their head about what they thought of what just happened, before heading on. There was one scene I think I did end it. I ended it, with the last very interesting sentence they had together. And then had like one final sentence, of his response in his head to that. Like, I don't think they have to see like you're saying, the whole entire shebang. And I'm trying to get more and more away from even showing like, I took the cat with me over to the kitchen. I put the cat down. I grabbed their food. Like I'm trying to like find ways to say the same thing, but skim over it. So I know what you're saying. It is tough. Maybe there's some of our people in the audience who have some advice. But yeah, I don't think, I think I'd have a hard time. We've chatted about this before. I have a hard time skipping. Like I have to do chronological, but I really do want to try that whole writing the end. Like I finally got myself to write the blurb. Did you do that yet, Allie? Did you write your blurb already? Your book description? Even if it's not the end book description. Yes.
Yeah, no, I did.
Oh, good. Because I finally got to the point where, the last book and this book, I could write the blurb first before I even started. And it's amazing how it still fits by the time the end comes around, and with a little tweaking. So I think that's cool. But maybe there is something to this whole writing the ending. Let's see. Greg Inc. 265 had a scene dived in. Good. Jocelyn Carter, 94. Good. Mike Bates, almost done with a scene, 404 words, total of 941. Winner, chicken dinner for the day, Mike Bates. Jocelyn Carter still working. Cool. Yay. You know what, Ellie? I just want you so bad to get to that point where you're like, it's done and you're going to put it out there into the world. I want that so bad for you.
That's going to be such an awesome moment.
It's an awesome moment. Just writing the end is awesome, but taking it to the next level and getting it out there, Allie, I want that for you. My buddy in crime here. Megan Pierce, I'm in the middle of my book in terms of editing, but wrote out the climax argument between my names. Oh, Megan and her dreams. Oh, I wish I had those. I have random thoughts through the day, and I just keep thinking, I need to be better about writing these down or audio recording them because they just come and go.
I send them to myself in messages. I don't tend to get them in the middle of the day, but I do find I get them at night when I'm laying there going, must fall asleep. But this could happen. And then I've got to get it out, type it down, send it off to a message.
So you audio? Do you wake your husband up when you audio record them?
Oh no, I just type it.
Okay, that's cool. I love it. Yeah. Yes, we have to grab that inspiration. Kate Sandler, 4 pages edited, designed. Woohoo! Yes, right. Editing a book I wrote years ago. I feel like, I don't know, 2 year, 2 year, 3 years down the road, I might go back to this series and rewrite the first few books. I don't know.
No, you'll go back and you'll be like, oh my God, what was I thinking?
Yep, exactly. Maybe I'll hire a ghostwriter. Here, take my original book, make it better.
I don't want to see it anymore.
I know. I applaud you, Kate, for doing that, for going back. Good for you. Jocelyn Carter, chicken dinner sounds so good. Make that 112 words. Good.
Yeah,
Jocelyn. I'm glad we all had some productivity time today. This has been great. So, Allie, we'll meet again Tuesday this week at 3, next Saturday at noon, all Eastern time. Hope y'all join us. That's our productivity time. I'm going to try getting up this week early. So either we're going to be getting up at 6 and going to the gym, which I'm kind of hopeful, although I love the writing time. I know, right?
Oh my God, see?
Well, if I told my husband this might happen, a few days ago, because he's the only reason I'd get up at 6 and go to the gym. If he did it, because he has more discipline like that than I do.
Yeah.
So, but I could get that out of the way, take the kids to school, but then something would happen. Then I would either be writing all morning long or have enough real work, day job stuff to do that I would just end up writing all night long because I didn't get to writing. So I'm like 50-50. I either want to go to the gym at 6 or I want to do my writing at 6 and have a good hour and a half until I take the kids to school. So
do you know what you should do? Do one Monday and then the other no. Do like gym one day and writing the next day and see which one you like best.
That's
or just
actually
alternate
really-
because you don't need to do it every
Yeah.
like you don't need to go to the gym
Yeah.
every single day.
True.
So
I wouldn't want to. But no, you're right. I didn't even think about that. It doesn't have to be a daily thing. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Allie. That might be the fix.
welcome.
Yeah. And what are
Always
you
happy
going to
to
work
help.
on this week, Allie? Any balancing of your life, rebalance? That's why I feel like this is a rebalance of
No.
my life now that book
Yeah.
is done, and just trying to make amends and all the lessons that I learned this past summer.
Jocelyn, no, writing on Tuesday and Saturday.
That's good. And
I'm basically just kind of waiting 2 weeks because until he goes to nursery, there's no point making any changes. It's just not gonna be any help because if I get up earlier, it just gives me more time to spend with my children, which is lovely. Don't get me wrong, but doesn't help my life balance really. So
yeah,
there's just no point. Yeah.
We always have to do what we can when we can.
Yeah.
No, Jocelyn, we will be back Tuesday at 3. So Tuesday at 3 and next Saturday. I know, Jocelyn, you tend to join us both times. Mike Bates, the gym is how I relax and clear my head 3 days a week. Yes, I agree. Allie's absolutely right. I was thinking all or nothing. And it's like, no, that's right. Moderation is good. And I mean, I am still healing from my whole operation this summer. So it's not like I can jump right in. Okay, so you are finishing up. I wish you all a good day. Yes, thank you, Greg.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here. Yay, Jocelyn. Okay, very good. Yes, Allie, we'll have it's been an interesting journey because we started in December and we've been like, different.
That's
life
what I was going to
things.
say.
What?
Tuesday is the end of August. It's the 31st of August.
Yes, it is. Yes.
So you're going to be doing your looking back and looking forward and making your new goals.
Yes, of course. I'm like, I've already been this past week going, wow, I can't wait to see my like numbers, my newsletter signups have been going like crazy and
cool.
Yeah, I'll share out what I can on Tuesday.
Yeah.
It's been fun. But yes, I agree with you. It is good to look back. You too. Look back and see what you did. I mean, you've written 50,000 words. That's Allie.
Not this month.
Yeah, but still, I mean, you're getting there. I love that.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good. So Tuesday we'll do an end of the month recap and set ourselves up for success for the fall.
Yep.
But you're still not doing NaNoWriMo in November, right?
No.
I was kind of thinking about that nostalgically because it's like, last November, which seems like eons ago, I wrote my billionaire story, and this series I'm writing right now hadn't even been an idea until December 7th, and it's like, it's weird. It's like, mind blowing. So I'm thinking, maybe this November I'll write book 2 to that billionaire series.
Yeah, do it.
But I'd have to finish this one first, so yeah, we'll see how it goes. Anyway, it is fun. All right, everyone. So, Allie, I will see you on Tuesday. Thank you for writing with me today. Appreciate your humor and meeting me and forcing me to do this work. All right.
Yes. Have a lovely weekend, everyone.
You too. Enjoy, everyone. You too, Allie. Bye.
Bye-bye.